Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a simple idea for creating happy mail, creating additions to your pen pal letters. This craft project is a really good idea if you're looking at adding extra pieces to your pen pal and happy mail letters. It's a really inexpensive project, so items that I'm using today you could get relatively easy from any charity shop really, or it's a good way of emptying and sort of de-stashing from your craft collection. Today I'm using a few pieces that I've thrifted and a few pieces that I've found in my stash that I want to make use of, that have just been sitting around, so that's what I'm doing with those. And I will be adding these items to a happy mail send. I've got a few letters that I need to send very soon, and I thought these would be a nice simple project that anybody could do quite easily. But what I'm using today are some book pages that I found, and we're going to be making little postcards, which are a great addition if you want to use them for their intended purpose, so as postcards and writing little notes on the back, or they can be then made into embellishments or cards, anything like that. So I'm going to show you how to make them really quickly, and I hope that you find this useful and I hope that you get something from it. And yeah, we'll get started. So I'm using some book pages that I found from a book that I thrifted in a charity shop. Many years ago I picked it up, and it's from I think a 1980s, 1990s Reader's Digest gardening book, all around how to grow and look after perennials in your garden. It's been sitting on my coffee table for a little while, and I never really intended to use it as scrapbook ephemera, but that's what's happened now, because it no longer is serving a purpose. With a 2-year-old running around, it was getting chucked about and a bit grubby, and I sort of flicked through the pages a few days ago and I saw there was actually some really beautiful script and really beautiful pictures, and I thought actually the size of these, and obviously they're squares and rectangles, would make really lovely postcards. So I've picked a few of my favourites out, and yeah, we're going to back these onto some craft card and make a cute little postcard bundle together to go into some happy mail. So what I would say is, when you're picking your pages, is if you're going to make them into postcards, you want to make sure that you've got a big enough image to then add a nice amount of text to on the back. I've specifically chosen these images to make them into postcards. However, there are some images that I definitely would like to keep, which I'm also going to cut out and potentially make into tags at a later date. But for now, I'm going to just show you how to make the postcards, but the tags will be very easy for you to do as well. So I've got quite a lot here. But we're just going to be focusing on these larger images today, because I feel like they would serve best as postcards. So I'm going to take my first piece of paper here now, and I'm just going to use my paper cutter. But if you don't have one of these, you can just use scissors or a craft knife. But I will say this is a tool that I use a lot. And it was very inexpensive to purchase. Most craft supply stores will have these, but if you regularly use Amazon, you'll definitely find one on there. And that's what I'm using today to cut these. So I'm just going to trim down all of the images that I want to use, and then I'll be back with you. I've cut everything down that I want to turn into postcards, and that are these four beautiful floral photos. So I've gone for some beautiful orange dahlias. There's also some peonies in here as well, gorgeous summery colours. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to back them onto some craft card. I really love working with craft card. I love that it gives a sort of rustic feel to my projects. So I'm going to be backing them onto that. So what I need to do now, and if you're following along with me, what you'll need to do is get your adhesive. You could use tape if you want to, sticky dots, whatever you are used to working with. I love working with a glue stick, so that's what I'm going to use for these. You may notice as well that with your craft card you'll have a dull side and also a brighter side. I'm going to use the brighter side to stick my images down onto. And what I'm also going to do, I'm just going to zoom you in slightly so you can see. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to leave a slight edge to the image. I just quite like the idea that it's going to give me a little border. So I'm going to stick those down with my glue stick. And the paper is quite thick that I'm using. So I'm going to do a few, like a good swipe basically, to make sure that I've got a good stick on that. And then I'm going to just lay down my image against the craft paper, and I'm not going to measure it necessarily. I am just going to do it by eye, and I'm just going to press down on that just to get a good stick on that. What I am going to do is just take my craft knife and just get rid of that. The excess on the end there. Okay, and then to make use of all of this card, I'm probably going to need an extra piece, I think. I'm going to add in my next photo. Again, I'm not measuring this at all. I'm just doing it by eye. But I just want to leave enough space in between these two images that I'll have enough like room to be able to cut each of them out. Then I'm going to get another piece of craft card. Again, make sure I've got it shiny side up. And repeat that on this side. And like I say, this is a really good project if you're wanting to get rid of your craft excess. For example, I've got loads of this craft card hanging around that has just been sitting around for a while, so I want to make use of that. But also it's a really good alternative for card making, and there's something that someone could quite easily re-gift, but also you don't need loads and loads of supplies for this one. And if you do need to go and buy any supplies, then you can get it pretty inexpensively. And also I love the fact that when you're buying something from a charity shop, you're buying it knowing that you're not necessarily going to get the same thing again. That's what I love about buying secondhand, and also things are always really unique. So that's my thoughts on that. So once you've stuck down your images, I'm then going to take my trusty paper cutter again and just trim down each of these, again just making sure that I'm leaving a little bit of a border. On the edge, like so. And then with this one I'm going to have to cut it down the middle first because they're both the same. Oops. They're not the same length, so I'm just going to take that and again you could just use scissors if you wanted to for this step. I just like to use a paper cutter because it's a little bit more, it's a little quicker, and obviously you can be a bit more exact with your lines. That's not super duper straight, but it's the same all the way around. But there we go. I'm just gonna fix that one up. There we go. That's a bit better. Go. And as I say, that side is then blank to be able to add text. That's one done, and I'm just going to repeat the process with the others. As I was cutting out my postcards, I thought I would just show you an idea that you could do if you wanted to make this into like an embellishment for your scrapbooks. So as I was cutting it, I've realised that the way that I placed the image has actually left a really nice like border on the bottom. I appreciate my photos upside down, but I thought this looked quite like a Polaroid photo. So if you were adding this, say, to the inside of a scrapbook, you've then got enough space at the bottom then to add some writing or some embellishments. So yeah, I just thought I would show you that whilst I was here at this point, just to give you another option if you were wanting to make it into something a bit more than a postcard. So yeah, that's another idea for this project. So on this final postcard, I'm just going to cut this down as I did with all the others. Again, I'm not really measuring anything at all, and they're all slightly different in terms of like the width of their border, but whoops, see, that one's cut far too close, but never mind, it's giving a bit of a rustic feel, I suppose, and you know, they'll then look more handmade, which I really like. I love being able to give someone something that they know is totally handmade. So this one isn't going to have a border, I don't think. I'm going to cut this all the way off. So in the words of Bob Ross, there's happy accidents always when you're creating something. Right, so that's my last one done, and that's my 4 postcards. So I'll just move my scraps out of the way. And again, I'd never throw anything away. These big pieces will definitely work for gift tags or photo backings, whatever. Okay, so that's the project pretty much complete. The only other thing I wanted to show you is just how I would finish these off. I don't know if I want to add any embellishments on top. I kind of want to leave these plain, so my recipient can sort of make up their own mind about what they're going to do with them. So I'm going to leave them plain, but I will be bundling them together. So I've got some ribbon here that is part of my stash that I haven't really reached for in a long time. So I'm going to take a length of this. Again, I don't really measure anything, so I'm going to just trim a length of this off. And yeah, I'm just going to bundle this together in a cute little parcel. Actually, I want to go the other way because I want the bow to sit on top. So let's go that way. And obviously, once I've put it in my happy mail, it'll be a lot neater. But yeah, I'm going to tie that in a bow really nicely, and I might even put a little tag on it as well. So that's what I'm going to do with that when I go to wrap it and put it away. And then I think I might then put it in an envelope or wrap it in some tissue paper, something like that. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to like it. And also, if you're enjoying my channel, please subscribe. I'm new, well, I'm not new to YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a while, but just it's been a long time since I've been posting regularly. So if you're enjoying the content, please let me know. I'm also thinking of launching a Patreon account, and that will just give me the opportunities to create exclusive content for my Patreons, and just continue with the channel really, and continue with sort of creating content and good crafty projects. So if you would be interested in a Patreon from me, then do let me know in the comments and I will endeavour to have a look at that. But otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.